I went to China in 2011, I think, 2011, 2012. For a band trip with my alma mater. I had just graduated, so I guess that was 2011. And I went on a band trip because they didn't have anyone to fill my spot on trombone, so I was invited to go play with them and tour throughout China. And Chinese food in China is not like Chinese food in America. It is completely different. Most of it, they just chop the animal in half and roast it over a spigot. It's delicious, but it's also very different. And we have very much appreciated the Chinese hospitality, and we very much appreciated the culture and the people. And we did a big open public church. We did a secret church. We did a lot of things with the Chinese culture and really appreciated it. But after a week, when we got home, we were ready for some good old nasty, greasy American food. And so as soon as we got off the airline, us and a bunch of other college students, for pretty much I was still basically a college student. I had just recently graduated. But for all of us, we made a beeline for the first, just most unhealthy American food you can find. And the glorious angels sang as a halo rose above that red chili pepper. Queso was calling us. Southwest egg rolls were calling us. Boneless wings were calling us. Yes, I'm talking about Chili's to go. Or no, it's called Chili's 2. I think now it's called Chili's to go, but it was Chili's 2 in the airport, which is like a Chili's Junior. It was the most glorious food we've ever eaten after coming back from a week. And what signaled to us, this is the place you need to go, that what sang to me and really sang sirens at me, was that red pepper. I saw the red pepper and it was like, I know what that means. That means greasy, cheap food. Not that Chili's, there's anything wrong with Chili's. I think everything has a place, and Chili's is, sometimes you just want Chili's. So that was like the signal, like, this is what I need. And I knew what to expect because I had been to Chili's before. And if that red pepper wasn't there, I probably would have kept walking. But I knew that red pepper meant something. It meant a consistent experience. The Chili's 2 is a little different. I know Chili's 2 means smaller menu, but I still knew what to expect. And that's kind of how we need to approach our church branding, and specifically our church logos, is it's a visual representation of what people should expect. An exercise we like to do with our branding clients when we get to the logo phase is we like to have them create a mental picture of what the church looks like. Most recently, we had a pre-branding, we call it a survey or pre-branding strategy call. And we talk to the pastor and kind of generate what kind of image do we want people to think of when they see your church logo. And I'm not talking about what's the mark, what's the branding, what's the icon, or what's the fonts. No, I'm saying what image, like, let's describe your church as a mental picture. And then we will use the logo to bring people into that mental picture. It sounds highfalutin, but once you really get down into the nitty gritty, and once you do the research, the psychology and all that stuff, we really do make that connection. And Pastor told me, you know what, I see a group of hundreds of people, and it's not hundreds of people in one church. It's hundreds of people acting as a body. Some are healing, some are reading, some are praying, some are laying on hands, some are anointing, some are giving money, giving charity, some are acting in service, some are washing. And it's outdoors, but it's also indoors at the same time. And they're all people that are just in action, linked together in community, not surrounded by a public speaker, but surrounded by love and care for each other. And I'm just like, yes, that is awesome. So when someone sees the logo we're about to design for them, they need to think about community and action linked together. And, we don't want to just say, oh, well, let's put some people with arms up like this, right? Like that little logo. Like I think it's like the YMCA logo, if you know what I'm talking about. Let's do that. No, let's not be cheesy like that. But that really is the emotion that you need to generate. If I pick up this Coke Zero can, which is pretty new, they're all red cans, by the way, if you haven't noticed. The Coke cans are, I'm just being ADD with you. The Coke cans are red with white lettering. The Coke Zero cans are red with black lettering. The reason I think they do this is so no one feels left out. Everyone's got a red can. There's no more white can, because he's on a diet. Or there's no more black can, well, he's on a diet but doesn't want to admit it. They're all red cans now. We're all together. Little moves like this is what branding is. And so where was I going with that? It's not a matter of like manipulating what that imagery is. It's a matter of what does this represent. So when you see this red can, it really, and when I say it, you're going to fight me on this, Pastor, but that's the point, is you don't realize what you're thinking of. When you see this red can, you think of refreshment. That's why they have Coca-Cola in all of the ball games and the movie theaters. It's a thing you relax with. When you see Coke, you don't want to think of stress. You want to think of the relief that comes with it. Same thing if you see like the Peloton bike ads, right? You get on a Peloton to sweat your booty off and get a good workout. And a good workout really is going to the point of exhaustion and then just beyond, so you can rip those muscles and build them back up stronger. You don't see that in the Peloton ad. You see people happy. They took initiative and made commitment to make you say, I want to do that. And buying Peloton is the first thing. And you get that experience and you feel like you're part of a community because you're biking with other people online. That's what you really want people to think of, is not see that logo, think of church. It's really see that logo and think of community, healing, even refreshment, relief, releasing the burden of life. That's what the branding should be.